After the wedding ceremony, you and Kojo, along with your guests, were gestured out. Kojo had hired a photographer to take photos to memorize the moment. You'd never seen a camera before. Just looking at it reminded you of a fireplace blows out, as its box shape and had a lens. It's so warm outside that you thought for sure your kimono was gonna catch on fire, as you and Kojo took pictures both together and individually with your family and friends. By the time you were done, your cheeks hurt from smiling so much, and beautiful lights danced across your vision due to the harsh camera flashes. When they instructed you and Kojo to go to the banquet hall for the wedding reception, you practically rushed off with your husband and guests trailing behind you. Kojo couldn't help but laugh at the fact that you seemed to practically flee once you were released by the photographer. The banquet hall was absolutely gorgeous, with Minigoli doors and cream walls, the beautiful decoration and tableware. Inside, another room with a long table filled with food, along with a dessert table where the wedding cake sat. Once you and Kojo took your reception seats up in front, Kojo was happy to see the erotic gleam in your eyes as your guests laid their gifts on a clear table nearby, whilst being offered wedding favors, hinakudomo, which ranged from tableware to cutlery and even countless catalogs from which they could all choose their own gifts. You look beautiful, Kojo suddenly whispers to you. Even after the ceremony, he's been complimenting you non-stop. But you weren't complaining, though. You blushed. You too. You look handsome. You fluttered and let him take your hand and intertwine his fingers with yours. Minutes later, a prayer was said to bless the food, and wholesome speeches were made as Kojo gave a toast and thanked your party guests for coming out to celebrate your bond. Kempa, everyone cheered. A moment later, everyone was eating, enjoying their meals, while some made happy conversations as you watched them simply enjoy themselves. With your husband sitting by your side, truly, it warmed your heart to see everyone come together and have a good time without the... you get it. You realize that it's not just a wedding ceremony, but a moment of peace and misery. Soft, relaxing sounds play, and you glanced at the man beside you. Kojo doesn't move or seem interested in the celebrations, but he smirks when he catches your gaze upon him. Congratulations on your wedding, you two! Mitsuru's voice cuts in as you felt her embrace you, causing you to tear your gaze away from your lover and return her embrace. I'm so happy for the both of you, she smiles. Thank you, Mitsuru, you say. Lovely to see young love blossoming, Shinobu says. I'll say, Uzui says, giving Kojo a friendly pat on the back. Welcome to the married life, Kojo. It was true. Both Kojo and Tengen were the only two of the Hashira that were married. Thank you, Uzui, Kojo chuckles. So, the sound pillar drags on. Will you two have a honeymoon? He asked, a sly smile on his face with his hand under his chin. You grumbled and buried your face into Kojo's robes, arms wrapped tightly around your husband, flustered at the mention of a honeymoon. That's none of your business, Tengen-sama, you muttered in response. The way you replied had Mitsuri and Shinobu giggling, though it wasn't a straight answer, but it was very clear that you and Kojo were indeed looking forward to a honeymoon, which you'll be staying in Uruka for 2 days in Kyoto. The location was suggested by Kojo himself, who found a sense of nostalgia in that place, though you were given the choice to choose another location. But you agreed on Kyoto, and your husband offered to give you a tour. Well, don't forget us to send us a postcard, Izumi says, playfully rustling his long-time friend's hair, causing the flame Hashira to laugh. I won't, my friend, Kojo replies. Congratulations on your wedding, Yin-chan, Sume said, giving you a hug. So what's next? You haven't answered Tengen-sama's question, she said, her voice a bit slurred. You notice her cheeks were slightly flushed. Clearly, she's been drinking a little as you caught whiff of sock and watermelon on her breath. Sume, get your ass back here and leave Yin alone, Makio says, walking up and dragging her tipsy co-wife back to their table. 4 hours, the celebration continues on as with friendly chit-chat and playful teasing as the afternoon sun slowly began to set on the horizon, the blue sky now a soft orange brushed with purple and pink. You shallowed, not entirely sure what the future holds for you and Kojo. Regardless, you can only pray that no matter what happens, you'll both face it together as you glance at your now husband. Ko, you muttered, meeting his golden gaze. He leans a little closer, but you were interrupted when someone announced the cake cutting. You jerked back, and Kojo smiles as he stands up, before slightly offering his hand to help you rise. You both make your way over to the food table, and there, you and Kojo were astonished to see a very lavishly decorated wedding cake. The cake had 5 tiers, with a unique flavor. The top tier featured a delicious, delectable chocolate cake with a flavor of creamy cachet, decorated with chocolate curls and golden leaves. The middle tier had a fluffy vanilla topper, topped with embroidered flowers. Embellished flowers, sorry. Lastly, the bottom tier had a rich red velvet cake with smooth buttercream frosting and sugar roses. It was truly a sight to behold, a masterpiece of contemporary artistry that left you both speechless, though Kojo was mildly disappointed that there's no flame on the cake, but he's obliviously with the element nonetheless. He's case to amaze you. Kojo was given a chef's knife and stood next to you. Together, you both held onto the handle of the knife and cut a big piece. Everyone cheered when you fed each other the cake, and they also were given some joy. After the cake, it was then time for the tossing of the bouquet and garter. The ritual Kojo had been excited for. I remember my first wedding. It sucked. First up, the girls. As you stood with your back turned whilst all the single ladies, Shinobu, Mitsuri, Kano, Aoi, Kaio, Sumi, and Nayo, lined up to catch the bouquet. Even Kayaka's daughters, Hinaka, Nichika, Kanata, and Kumei, joined the fun, with their father and mother's permission, of course. Sadly, Suma and Makio and Hanatsuru had to sit this one out, since they were already married, leaving Suma upset because she couldn't be part of the game. As the tradition goes, first one to catch the bouquet, it's said to be the next to get wed. You begin the countdown. 3, 2, 1, catch! You exclaim and tossing your bouquet high up in the air. You quickly heard shuffling, followed by squealing and giggling. I caught it! Mitsuru exclaims happily, holding up the bouquet in triumph as everyone cheered and congratulated her. Next were the boys, as you instructed to sit down whilst Kojo knelt down in front of you. Give me prayers, guys. You immediately blushed when he slowly reached up your kimono. This technically felt inappropriate as his hands initially caressed your thigh before gripping onto the lace band. Once the band was received, all the single gentlemen, oh my god, Michio, Obanai, Gomai, and Senjiro lined up. I can't believe this is a weird tradition. Catch the garter. Even young Karaka joined the fun. Both Giyu and Sanemi were not really interested, but had been pressured to participate anyways by Uzui, who didn't appreciate party poopers. 3, 2, 1, catch, Kojo exclaims, and slinked the garter into the air. Only Michiru, Senjiro, and Kayaka-kun had tried to catch it, but could only watch as it flew over their heads. At the same time,
Open-Eye's eyes wide as the garter lands on a mortified Gome's hand. Honey-Jin cut the garter. Shinobu snickers at the comical display. So does that mean Kanroji-san and Jin-san are getting married? Kanoa questions innocently, cocking her head in confusion. Her words only made Open-Eye more disheartened as he slumps his shoulders in defeat, since Mystery had been the one to catch the bouquet. The snake Hashira had wanted to be the one to catch the garter. It would have seemed today isn't his day. I'm not sure I can see that working out. Gome doesn't seem like the romantic type, said Uzui. Shinobu giggled. I don't know, he could have a chance, she says, but knew all full well that Mitsuri loved Gome as a friend, and only as a friend. Anyways, the bridesmaid, never the bride, Mitsuri says playfully. Wait, the garter on Hajime's head is moving? Exclaims Amai as she pointed towards said garter. Everyone glanced to see that the fabric indeed was moving, as something emerged from Gome's head. Our eyes immediately widened in surprise as a pernicital creature with white scales and red eyes revealed itself. It was Open-Eye's pet! Kamararu! Open-Eye exclaims in shock, mentally trying to figure out how and when did the snake get up there without him knowing. Apparently, the little snake had slithered from Open-Eye's person and up Gome's tall figure just before Kojo tossed the garter and had caught it in his mouth. Thus, Kamarabu had cut the garter for his master. Sorry, Open-Eye, but your snake's marrying Mitsuri. Wait, you're telling me the snake is the one that cut the garter? Uzui questions. So does that mean the snake marries Mitsuri-chan? Pondered Kojo confusingly. Everyone laughs as you smile, watching the tips of Open-Eye's ears turn red as Gome gently hands Kamaru and the garter to him, whilst Uzui, Shinobu, and Michiro start teasing Open-Eye about hitching with Mitsuri, which made the snake Hashira even more flustered. You smiled brightly before reverting your gaze towards your now husband as you calmly made your way over to him. You noticed you were approaching him slightly excused from Kojo, giving you the faintest of smiles. Ko, you say, his name softly, arms wrapping around him in a tight hug. You were immediately swept off your feet as Kojo held you in his strong arms and gave you a peck on the lips before being put down again. The two of you held each other in another embrace, staring another passionate kiss, giggling as you did. Your fingers intertwined with each other's, foreheads pressed together. Though you had an audience watching, you didn't feel as shy anymore. You felt extremely blessed to be married to the love of your life, a man with so much joy, kindness, and a fire in his heart, and who you were going to spend the rest of your life with. Likewise, Kojo felt the same. Happy to know his bond with you was officially sealed until the end of time. Everyone quietly watched as the newlywed couple slowly danced to the soft music, both completely oblivious to their surroundings and focused on only each other. This is the first dance of the bride and groom, and definitely a wedding you both will forever remember and cherish. Once the reception had been over, everyone of the wedding kindly bid farewell, exchanging hugs, handshakes, and etc. However, Kojo and you had already planned to head to Kyoto for your honeymoon, as the two of you headed back to your home to quickly change and pack your belongings. You two have a safe trip. Sanjo bid you farewell as Kojo held your hand, eager to spend a blissful night alone with his new wife.
You guys know what's coming next, do you? You do. I know you guys do, and I know you guys are gonna like it. Because I know you type of people.
Well, I can't be wrong either. I do too. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Anyways, bye. Love you all.